Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy, a small business owner who focuses on calligraphy and laser made products. In today's video, I'm going to share with you lessons that I learned from preparing for a craft fair in only 1 week. So I'm normally not a last minute person and I do like to plan ahead, but due to a multitude of reasons that week, I ended up signing up to participate in the craft fair that was only 1 week prior to the actual event. Part of the reason why I made such a last minute decision was because one, I really wanted to work with the coordinators of the event. They're such wonderful people. And two, due to like certain holidays coming up, such as Mother's Day and Teachers Appreciation Day, I was hoping to reach more customers who needed gifts for those days. But yeah, so I won't go into further detail on how all of this came about, but basically I had 1 week to prepare everything. Now let's jump into the 4 lessons that I learned. Okay, lesson number 1, it is possible to prepare for a craft fair in 1 week, but I don't advise it. This advice is for crafters who need to basically hand make their products, who don't keep a lot of items in stock. For me, I don't keep a lot of non-customizable items in stock because I do also specialize in personalizing things with people's names on it. So I had to make everything in that week prior to the event. So if you really put your mind to it, prioritize your time, and focus on just specific products that you think will do well at the event, then it's possible. But it was kind of stressful versus fun. The ratio to stress and fun was not ideal, so I don't really recommend it. If possible, plan in advance. In this video that I'll link in the cards, I prepared for my first craft fair in 1 month, and that was a lot more doable. So I would say give yourself maybe about a month to prepare, especially if your small business is not your day job and you have to hand make everything by yourself. Give yourself that time to prepare so you're not super stressed out. Lesson number 2, be cognizant of your body. Preparing for a craft fair is not easy work. I'm not super young, so I do get aches and pains, and I think trying to get everything done as fast as I could was not good for my back, basically. So if you are preparing for a craft fair, try not to do it in a week. Try to give yourself more time, but when you are preparing for one, take breaks. Alternate between sitting and standing, go on a walking break. Really listen to your body and prioritize that to make sure that you're going to be good for the actual day of the event. And on that day, especially if the craft fair is long, make sure you bring something to eat, hydrate, continue to alternate between sitting and standing, try to move around a little bit so your body isn't just kind of stuck in a singular position. And if you can, enlist some help from either family or friends. Okay, the 3rd lesson that I learned from participating in this craft fair is to make sure that your booth setup makes it clear exactly what you are selling at first glance. The customer needs to be able to look at your product or basically walk by your booth and glance over and know immediately what you are selling. For people who sell like apparel or jewelry, it's pretty clear. You don't really need to put in too much extra effort into showing what exactly your products are. But for other vendors like myself who sell kind of a variety of different products, it's definitely something to keep in mind. So although this is a lesson that I've learned, it is something that I am working to refine. So for example, I have a clear acrylic phone case, and I did place my old iPhone box on top of the phone stand, but it appeared that people still didn't know what that product was. So I need to brainstorm other ways to show customers as they walk by exactly what it is. I also did have a label on what it was with the price, but maybe I need to make that label larger, or maybe I need to use an actual phone. I'm not too sure. So that's something that I personally also need to work on. But yes, basically your booth setup is super important. Make sure customers know within like the first 2 seconds of looking over at your booth, they know what you're selling. The last lesson I've learned is probably something that is super obvious to anyone who knows anything about business. Although I did take one economics class in college, I really have no formal business experience, and it wasn't anything I was super interested in prior to starting this business. So I'm definitely learning from experience, and I'm that type of person versus learning from a book. Anyway, this last lesson that I learned is to know your local market. Even though this is only my second in-person event, I've learned that locally, the people who live where I live tend to buy one of these 3 things. 1, apparel. 2, like food or snacks. And 3, jewelry. I feel like these products are pretty popular in my local market versus what I specialize in is more like gifts or personalized items. Items that people aren't necessarily shopping for all the time unless they want like a gift or something very specific for themselves. So at my previous craft fair, the first one that I did that I'll again link in the cards above, was a Christmas event. So people were shopping for gifts. I did really well. I almost sold out of everything. This last event, although I did make a profit and it was good, I didn't do as well as Christmas. Reflecting on that, I realized my products could be used for yourself, but are also really good as gifts. And people shopping at the craft fair that I was at, I'm sure some were looking for maybe Mother's Day gifts or Teacher Appreciation Day gifts, but even myself, I go to a craft fair to shop for myself. So I think keeping that in mind and understanding that my local market, when people go to craft fairs, yes, they do shop for gifts, but they mainly probably shop for themselves too, that I need to consider apparel, food, and jewelry. And 2 of those things I'm definitely not diving into. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to pivot a little bit. So stay tuned to see what's new at Kotoba Creates. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to anyone preparing for a craft fair or thinking about participating in one. Definitely keep these 4 lessons in mind when you do so. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.